Big LEZ'S League, an all rugby league experience. Hello, welcome back to Big LEZ'S League, an all rugby league experience. I'm your host, Big Les. We're going to get stuck in to the Origin team list. We did mini reactions on the audio podcast, but we do like to get a big full reaction for you guys on the YouTube as well. Make sure to subscribe to both those. Subscribe to the YouTube. On here, become part of the Big LEZ'S League community. Also, go ahead and subscribe to the Spotify and Apple podcast platforms. Follow the Instagram, Big LEZ'S League _, and then join the broadcast channel as well for some more exclusive content. We're starting to get in there a little bit more and engage with you guys. We've got 40-something followers in there now. So make sure you go ahead and get into that broadcast channel. 40 members, I think it is. 46 members, I think, thereabouts at the moment. So join that broadcast channel. The Instagram is absolutely pumping at the moment too. So go ahead and give us a follow. But let's get started with these Blues and Maroons sides. Starting off with the Blues, obviously no changes to the 17. Brian To'o under a little bit of injury doubt with the MCL injury, or LCL injury, sorry, that he suffered. He is currently battling through that. He's going to be testing his fitness throughout the week. He should be good to go, but he'll obviously be battling that during game time. Nathan Cleary obviously battling that groin injury as well. He should be good to go. Only changes for the Blues come in the extended squad. Jacob Kiraz is your new 18th man. Lindsay Smith and Bradman Best join the squad at 19 and 20. Isaiah Katoa, he's also been brought into camp as well to come in and just get a bit of experience, but not in the 20-man squad. Good-looking squad here for the Blues. Really do like it. I think the big talking point, I guess, for the Blues, and there isn't too many, but the big one is Stefano. Now, there's a lot of chat about him coming out, especially after his Game 2 performance. Personally, I don't think his Game 2 performance was as bad as what a lot of other people are saying. The start of it was really good. The back end is where it sort of dropped off a lot. Didn't get that meterage in that stint that he had. Should have got a lot more. But I think that he can play well. I think you just got to shorten his stint or at least split it up into two or something like that because I guess the 20 to 25 minute stint that he had in Origin just wasn't the best. You've also could have given guys like Max King a lot more minutes as well, even though, especially with the fact that Max King, he didn't have too many minutes in Game 2 compared to what he did in Game 1. Game 1, he played 40 minutes. Game 2, he played like 15, 20. You could have given Max King a few more minutes there and had that beautiful start to that Stefano stint with the aggression and the physicality. I think, though, in saying that, you would have gotten more from a Keaon, you would have gotten more from a Terrell May, and I probably would have gone in a different direction. So, Stefano, I think that with Craig Bellamy in there, you obviously have that Melbourne influence with the selections. I think that if Craig Bellamy's not there, I also think, I would have gone with Keaon. I would have gone with Keaon. I'm not going to say if Bellamy wasn't there, Stefano would have been picked. I don't think that's true at all. I think that Laurie Daly rates him highly. I just wouldn't have gone in that direction. As I said, I would have gone with Keaon. I would have even given Terrell May a bit of an opportunity there in Jersey 17, a debut for Origin. Even Lindsay Smith. Lindsay Smith's been really good for the Panthers this year. He's been a bit of an unsung hero and people aren't really giving him the raps that he deserves. He's been really strong through the middle there, especially with Fish leaving. He's really stood up and he's had some big performances, especially against the Dogs. He was unreal. For the Maroons, I think this is where it gets a little bit more technical. There's not too much to talk about for the Blues. Max King keeps his spot. Stefano keeps his spot. Cleary and To'o and a little bit of injury doubt, I should say. Kiraz obviously brought in cover for Brian To'o, and then you've obviously got Isaiah Katoa coming in for a little bit of experience there, which I think is great as well. Just to have him coming in, especially with how well he's playing this year, he deserves to be in that sort of arena. So it is great to see Isaiah Katoa get that opportunity. For the Maroons, though, let's get into some of their big talking points. The big one here is Gurmat Shibasaki. He obviously comes in for Hammer, who goes to fullback. Callum Ponga out due to that Liz Frank injury. He's going to be out for the next 6 weeks. So Hammer does go to fullback. They've got Reece Walsh in the squad. And then they've got Jermaine Hopgood and Josh Kerr in the extended squad. We'll talk about that in a second because that just weirds me out a little bit. Josh Papalii also comes into the front row as well for Mo Fotuaika, who obviously drops out. Great change there for the Maroons as well. We'll get stuck into Shibasaki first. Like, this guy's journey to get to where he is now, playing Origin, like, it's been hectic. You're looking at a guy that was the talk of the town in under 21s for the Brisbane Broncos, was killing it in the lower grades, then gets obviously gets an opportunity with Newcastle. The likes of Bradman Best come in. Dane Gagai comes back. All of a sudden, he is in reserve grade. He then goes to Japanese rugby to seek an opportunity there after being stuck in New South Wales Cup for like 2 or 3 years. Then obviously comes back to South Sydney for an opportunity after playing a little bit of footy for the Blackhawks in Q Cup. And then obviously now at the Brisbane Broncos, has a full preseason, thinking about letting footy go as well. At the start of the year, it was reported, and did a full preseason with Madge. Madge obviously liked what he saw, and obviously gave him the opportunity to start over Dean Mariner, over a few other guys that probably deserve to be in those spots. And then obviously now he's playing State of Origin footy. It is such a great story. Congratulations to him. He's 27 years of age. He's worked so hard to get back to first grade. He's the second highest try scorer this year in the NRL. The story is fantastic. He is getting into some really good areas, and with his form at the moment, playing great footy for the Broncos. And yeah, he definitely deserves this opportunity, Gurmat Shibasaki. I cannot wait to see how he goes. He's obviously there at left centre. You'd see him and Val Holmes pair up with Coates and Toya on the right, most likely, unless there is a swap there, because Coates did end up going back to the left wing with Hammer going onto the right wing going into game 2. So maybe that's the call that we do see made there for the Maroons. What else have we got here in regards to big changes? Josh Papalii, obviously a massive one. He, again, a guy that's worked so hard to get back to this opportunity. Not, I guess, knowingly as well. Obviously was given that talking to, look, mate, we're going to go in a different direction. We've got some younger guys coming and fighting through for these spots. Totally understandable. He's been playing great footy ever since for Canberra, especially in such a big year for the Canberra Raiders. They're top of the table at the moment. He's absolutely killing it. They've just missed, I think, the Maroons, the mongrel. They've missed that alpha through the pack. We've been calling for, guys like Corey Horsburgh to come in. We've been calling for a few other guys to come into this squad as well. Even Jai Arrow was one of them that we thought would be great as a bit of an alpha, a bit of a mongrel to come in and just have that intensity off the bench. But they went, obviously, with Josh Papalii, who I think is a great selection for exactly what they need at the Maroons at the moment. They need that alpha. They need that animal. And Josh Papalii is that. It is great to see him come into this lineup. And I think that it's a worrying sign for the Blues. I really do. I think that he'll give them a lot of trouble through the middle. I think that him and Tino starting together, they're going to be formidable. I think that Josh Papalii is going to lead the way there through the middle, and Tino is going to follow straight after. And both of those guys are going to be very tough to handle in the opening minutes of this game. Josh Papalii, well-deserved there, the veteran. Other changes here for the Maroons, obviously the extended squad. We've got Reece Walsh coming in at 18th man, carrying the injury. You understand the why that they've gone the call, or they've went the way, of Hamaso Tabuai-Fidow. Obviously playing great footy at the moment. Scored 4 tries for the Dolphins on the weekend, as well at fullback. Had an insane game. If you can replicate even the slightest bit of that for the Maroons, he's going to be an absolute handful. We saw what he did when he went to fullback last year as well. Obviously, with Suaalii taking Reece Walsh out of the game, he went to fullback, and they carved us up in game 1 last year. If he can replicate that going into this one, again, he's just going to be an absolute nightmare to defend Hamaso Tabuai-Fidow. So obviously they've gone with that call there at fullback. Reece Walsh, 18th man. I think it is the right decision to still get Reece Walsh in the squad, though. I think was the right call, and we were sort of thinking about it too when we were putting our predicted side together in the broadcast channel. Again, you want exclusives like that, you go in the broadcast channel. We leaked the Queensland side 24 hours before it came out as well. But yeah, Reece Walsh, 18th man. I think it is the right call, especially with the injury. But to keep him around the squad, I think is great as well. And we did predict that as well in our predicted side. Jermaine Hopgood, I just feel like it's a bit of a strange one. You've got Jermaine Hopgood, who is carrying an injury at the moment. He's got that lower back injury that he had obviously last year as well, the start of this year. He's missed some time. To bring him back in is a little bit of a strange one. I just don't understand it too much. Obviously, he's a guy that's going to be around this arena going into the future. That's for sure. You bring him in for the experience. I can get that side of it. But if someone goes down in the forwards and you have to bring in Josh Kerr or Jermaine Hopgood when you've got Corey Horsburgh, when you've got Jai Arrow, these sort of guys, that's definitely interesting. And if you're Corey Horsburgh and you see this squad, you've seen that Jermaine Hopgood gets picked over you. You've seen that Josh Kerr, a veteran, gets picked over you. Josh Papalii, your teammate, gets picked over you. You definitely have a little bit of feeling there. I'm sure that Corey Horsburgh would be pretty disappointed with the fact that he wasn't selected. He's going to work hard and he's going to get back to that arena. That's the type of bloke that he is. But I definitely think that there would be a little bit of hard feelings there between Corey Horsburgh and Billy Slater for the fact that he was included in the squad for Game 2 and he's not even in the squad for Game 3. I think it's a big call to make. And yeah, I think that there would be a little bit of animosity there. The fact that he wasn't selected, even though he was in sensational form and he had a great game for Canberra on the weekend too. And Jai Arrow as well, we probably would have had in that sort of chat as well. It does sort of raise a little bit of confusion. Two guys carrying injuries. Someone that is obviously a bit of a wily veteran there in Josh Kerr coming in. A bit of strange selections there from Billy Slater, but I guess you want the mix of origin experience, guys that have been in this arena before coming into squad, familiar faces, guys that are going to be there in the future in Reece Walsh and Jermaine Hopgood. From that sort of sense, it makes sense. And then the experienced guy in Josh Kerr coming in as well, who's been in the squad before and I think was in that worst side ever as well back in 2020, 2021. Josh Kerr, I'm pretty sure he was in that 17 as well. So good stuff there that he's brought back in. And he's played pretty good for the Dolphins as well. He's had some great games for them this year. Look, obviously we'll save a lot of this for the preview, but I think it is going to be a really interesting game to see who comes out on top on this one. Let us know who you think in the comment section below. But that is a little bit of a deep dive into our thoughts on the team list. Obviously all the analysis and the matchups and things like that, that's going to come out in the preview. So stay tuned for that. Click below to subscribe, become a part of the big LEZ'S League community, and we'll see you guys in the next one.